guys, thanks for tuning in. This is the Endless Evolution Podcast, and today I have, you want to introduce yourself, Nate?
I'm Nate with Become a Beast Fitness.
And he's actually my mentee, so we got him here training, and he's going to be, shifting over from front desk, doing a little bit of managing around, kind of helping out too. So he's going to be shifting into full-time training, and I'm super excited to have him here. He's done a great job just kind of, learning from all the trainers here, not just myself. We have a really good environment here of trainers, so I think, he's going to be a great fit for us, absolutely. So we're just going to kind of talk a little bit about what we got going on here at Carbon. I know since Nate's been here, he's actually helped out a lot with some of the things around the gym, so I'm actually going to let him kind of fill you guys in with what we got going on here.
Yeah, so we actually got the Carbon Nutrition open, running, brought in a bunch of new lines, Tight Nutrition, Condemn Labs, Alpha Lion, Pro supplements, trying to get some others right now, but things are going good for that. Obviously all the personal training clients get the 10% discount on all the supplements in the shop. And you brought in hard fuel meals.
Yep.
So that's been good.
Yeah, we got hard fuel meals in here now. If you guys want, you get a discount. Clients use Evo 10, and then I think we got a Carbon discount too, right?
CN20, I believe.
Yeah, okay, cool.
If they order directly through the website.
Yeah, so you guys can order, custom meal preps. I know they do meats in bulk, they do custom meals, and they also do signature meals. One thing I like about them, they do the XL bowls too, so you guys can get a larger amount for the serving size. Obviously, some of my male clients need a little bit more food as far as like protein, carbs, fats go. So it's actually a really nice perk right there.
Cube chicken by the bulk was fantastic.
I know, it's good.
Dude, I got
double dice, man. Easy to get down. They have the barbecue chicken too. So yeah, no, it's all awesome. So definitely frees up time so you guys don't have to cook as much. One of the biggest feedbacks that I get as a coach is just, clients don't have time to do it, or they just don't want to, which I can relate to that. So it's definitely a whole lot easier to have somebody kind of take that ball out of your court. So super thrilled to have them here as well. We actually sold out of the meals by Wednesday last week.
Wednesday night.
We were completely out of meals, so they actually ordered more for this week. So definitely doing good there. And yeah, we're just going to kind of talk about Nate for a little bit. He's got, how many clients you got in person now?
I'm at two right now.
Yeah.
I got one online.
Yeah.
So for being open for a month and a half, no complaints. It's going well.
Yeah.
And I can tell you one thing: his mentorship program has put me months ahead of schedule. I wouldn't have been able to launch this year if it weren't without you.
Hey man, I'm glad to hear that, brother. I'm glad to hear that. I started just to help people out because I know how hard it is, so I get into it.
Right.
You like stress and pull your hair out. So another thing, we got you on the sheet system now. He actually purchased my system that I put together for my wife and I that I run my clients on. If that is something anybody's interested in, I'm offering that as a sale. I'm just doing contracts, making sure nobody resells it. But if you're interested and you need a system that, just saves you time, keeps you organized, that's something that I do. Nate is on day 2 now with it, so I'm teaching him how to work it and everything. But he's already enjoying it a whole lot more, I feel like.
It's so much better than my PT Hub.
Yeah,
more thorough, detailed.
Yeah.
And with my OCD,
yeah,
it really helps me out.
It helps, especially once you get to a point where you have a ton of clients, man. It makes it a whole lot easier to keep up with everything. So I definitely, I'm honestly glad you got it. I feel like it's just going to make you, a whole lot more advanced and efficient and just save time. So managing time is the number one thing, especially when you're running a lot of clients. Because you got to be able to divvy up that time between every client. So definitely helps, man. But I think you're in a good time too. We're about to have all the New Year's resolutions, so you'll be having a lot of business here soon.
That was the plan too, was to get into it at this time of the year.
Yep.
Get all my kinks worked out.
Oh, for sure.
That way, when everybody starts signing up, I'm ready to go.
It's just like our first session, man. I said build that foundation, and you got that now. So now you're going to be rocking and rolling. I'm actually full on in-person clients, so I will be referring them to Nate. We're going to be collabing on stuff, so I will still be accepting coaching clients. But if I do get anybody who wants to do both, they're going to be coached by me, and then Nate's going to be doing my training. Me and him will collab on it. Now that he's on my sheets too, I'll just share access to whatever I got the client doing so we can go back and forth on it. I think it'll be extremely beneficial just to load him up with clients, and also so that way I can still kind of take people and not have to completely close down. But my in-person is completely booked. So
It'd be nice to keep them on your team and kind of merge the team.
yeah, absolutely, especially man, I feel like we're going to work well together, so I don't have an issue with it at all. So if you guys are interested in in-person training, Nate's go-to, absolutely check him out, guys. And we're really going to get into some goals, man. So I want to talk about, we got 2024 coming up, and New Year's resolutions. I know I already brought that up. So one thing me and my wife do every year is we sit down and come up with some goals of what we want to accomplish. In 2023, we blew those goals out of the water, which was just absolutely phenomenal. And we definitely worked our asses off for it. But this is one of the things I want to start pushing towards my clients and my close friends, is just to challenge them and have them like set almost impossible goals. So that way they have something to work towards. So I was going to ask you, man, I'll put you on the spot. Do you have any goals that you're working towards in 2024?
I'll tell you, to be honest with you, because
Yeah.
not a lot of people know. I had watched you literally for 6 months before I even talked to you.
Oh, wow, really? Yeah. I get that a lot from clients,
Right.
not to interject, but
Yeah.
clients be watching my social media and stuff before they reach out. So,
And with you being here in the gym and me training here,
yeah.
my old job, I was a compliance manager and I was a mortgage. So I had to be in tune, watch people
Yeah.
when they thought they weren't being watched.
Yeah.
And, like I told you, watching you, I could tell you were genuine, you were authentic, you wear your heart on your sleeve.
Yeah.
So, one of my goals was I always wanted to do a competition. I wanted to do a show.
Mm-hmm.
I was back out last minute, started getting bodies, more people dropping the weight.
Oh, that's normal, man.
Yeah. And I've always backed out.
Yeah.
So one of my goals this year was to finally do the show. And watching you and then learning from you through the mentorship and becoming friends with you, I knew that's what I wanted to be my coach. Like, that's fucking guy.
Yeah, man, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what, I always talk about this too. It's the impact I leave on people, man. It's not even about the money for me. It just feels good like hearing you say that, man. Because I always try to lead by example, set the example for my people, so that way they got something to work towards, man. And I'm honestly very open with my clients too. I tell them about we all have flaws, man. I feel like a lot of people think, or they are too much self-absorbed to like admit, like, hey, I'm not perfect. Right. You know what I mean? So I feel like, that's why I've been successful as a coach and trainer, is being open with my clients and let them know that, because we're not all perfect, especially when they first start. Like I was nowhere near perfect when I first started lifting weights. I still have my slip-ups. We still have our days where, you're in your head, you're tearing yourself down, but you got to have those positive thoughts. So goals, get on stage this year.
Goals to get on stage.
Well, my goal is to have you win your class on stage. So I'm going to throw that one in there. Yeah. Anything else?
We had, it's just funny because, you were not a champion, so you had won your show, but I had already made a decision that you were going to be the coach even before that show.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't so, okay, you got the title. I want him.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, besides that, obviously the business, I want to get that rock and rolling. I love what I do.
Yeah. It's fun, man.
I love what I do, and one of my clients, she just sent on a check-in form this weekend and tell me how great she feels and how much she appreciates me and how much more motivated she is.
Yeah.
When you change people's lives, you can't touch that.
Yeah. That's why I know you're going to be good at this, man, because you're in it for the right reasons. So I feel like a lot of people are in it for clout or their own benefit, like, honestly, and I say this all the time, man, I got into this, I never expected to make a whole lot of money. Bodybuilding is very financially, taxing, it's very, I honestly would probably throw up if I added up how much money I've spent in the last 5 years since I got out of the military to get back into bodybuilding. And people don't realize that, but, it's one of those things where I was like, look, I'm never going to have a whole lot of money. I'm always going to be, balling on a budget. And granted, now I'm not. Me and my wife are doing very well, but that wasn't the intent at first. And hell, I've spent days. I threw this up on social media a couple months ago, and it got a lot of good feedback. But I remember days where I would be so broke, I would buy my gas with change out of my truck. And like when I was in the military, man, I was balling on a budget, man. There were days where like I didn't have no money in my bank account, so I understand what it's like to be like that. And I think people who get into it for money, you can always tell, man. So
100%. And I'm not a lot of people know that I'm from Indiana. I've only been here about a year and a half.
Yeah.
So I don't know a lot of people yet.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't know you until I met you at the event we had here with Curry's. Because you work out like early as fuck.
Yeah, I was in at 3 a.m. every day.
Yeah, I don't get in until about 7, man. 6:30 at the earliest. So, but I know just about everybody here because I'm here all the time. I mean, hell, now I'm here on Sundays.
Right.
And it probably won't be done until 4 or 5. I'm filming a podcast every Sunday. So, but I basically live here, so I know everyone. But I know you're gonna be good at this, man. Especially now we got you a good foundation set up. Moving forward, into 2024, I think you're gonna have all the tools for success.
Oh, 100%.
And we're gonna be funneling people your way too. So I think it'll be real good, especially once we get more marketing going on the Carbon page. Yes. I think that'll help a lot. So, all right, sorry guys, our battery died, so we're gonna pick right back up where I asked Nate. Does your wife have any goals for 2024? I know you've been doing a great job with her. So
she's been on a really good track, back on track. We had some hiccups in Indiana, which some of the reasons why we came down here. But with that being said, she's made tremendous gains just in the past 2 months.
Yeah.
Her body fat percentage is down.
Yeah.
Over 4%. Lean mass is up, so her weight's actually up, which took me a little bit to beat that into her head.
Man, my female clients, they be coming at me all the time when they gain weight. I'm like, hey, look. So I'm stirring on pictures and measurements, man. Because, numbers don't lie, but weight is only one number. Like my weight fluctuates all the time, like, especially deep prep, man, I lose 10 pounds overnight from water, so I understand the struggle there.
Right. But by summer is her deadline for herself that she has set. Be in a certain shape, and she's definitely on the right track. I think she's going to beat it.
No, I mean, you're doing a great job with her. Allie's cool. She tickled me pink the other night at the Halloween party. They were at our Halloween party. They've become really close friends with us really fast. And everyone knows me. I'm very observant, and I don't just let people into my friend circle very quickly. I got to be honest, man. You got moved into my friend circle very fast. I can tell you guys are genuine people, and that's really we like that. So, but anyways, they were at our Halloween party, and Allie was like nervous because she hadn't really. Has she met me yet? I don't think just like, hey, and how are you?
You guys talk brief, like just little conversation.
Yeah, like small talk, nothing.
Small talk. Yeah. She knew you were going to be my coach. That you were my mentor. Yeah. But she really hadn't had a deep.
I could tell the first time I talked to her, she was a little shy. Like she didn't really know how to approach me.
Right.
But now that she knows me, she's very like. And she was talking about how she didn't know how the party was going to be. Like we were just going to be like broing out, talking about like our muscles and shit. Like I forgot the way she worded it, but basically like like having like gym douche talk. And,
just the whole party.
Like, Allie, I gotta be honest. I don't think anybody's talking about the gym the whole night. Like we're just out here playing games. Like I'm trying to get people to eat and like hang out. Like it's just funny, man.
Well, it was
got me rolling.
It was really funny before the party because we brought the croquettes.
Those were amazing, by the way.
I told her it was my favorite.
Yeah, they were good. They were really good. Honestly, there weren't many left the next morning. Yeah. We had several food items left on the table, and now we had, and you guys had what, over 100?
We brought 100.
Yeah, I was about to say, it looked like 100 or 150 of them.
Yeah.
And there were very, very few of those left. So everything else was like there was a good amount, like those were cleared out. And then Ashwin made some cookies that also got cleared out.
I got sick off of those.
Dude, they were so fucking good. Yeah. Especially the chocolate chip one. I tried the lemon ones the next day, and they were actually good. I don't know if you tried them. I'm not a lemon fan. I don't like lemon, but they was like a very like light lemon flavor, and they were like fluffy and like they were really
soft.
Oh yeah, they were fucking delicious.
But her mom, it was funny because the croquettes, when you explain it to someone, it doesn't sound appealing.
No, it really doesn't. Like whenever I was trying to picture it in my head and I couldn't.
Right.
And then you showed it to me. I'm like, that looks like a mozzarella stick.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought. It looked like a mozzarella stick.
I guess it's probably better described as like deep fried meat. Who doesn't love that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But
her mom, in the South.
Right. But her mom was, giving her crap, and she's like, "Oh, how are you going to explain what it is? It's ground ham and paste, and then it's deep fried. Like, nobody there is going to want to eat it.
Yeah.
So she got all nervous. And I'm like, no, we already paid for these.
Yeah.
Like,
We're in Tennessee, man. Everybody has shit. So my family is, they like that Southern food, you know what I'm saying? So it's...
Yeah.
But they went, dude. My buddy Rob, like, y'all left, what, like around 9 or 10 or something like that? 10. I lost track of time. But my buddy Rob, we had people stay till about midnight. And he got hungry, man. He started, like, pounding them. And he's just like, I showed him. He's like, what is this? He thought it was a mozzarella stick, too. And he went to eat. I'm like, no, dip it in the sauce. He was like, oh, shit. And he started, like, pounding.
Right. And it was funny watching everybody's face because they're expecting, like, the pool.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was,
and then everybody's like...
Yeah. That shit's funny, man. No, they were really good, though. So, I'm definitely a fan of Cuban food now.
I highly recommend Fresh Bites. And it's right down the road from Murfreesboro, man.
Yeah.
Guy's 100% Cuban.
Yeah, I've never had Cuban food until then, man. I've had a lot of different foods, too, so... But some stuff like that will surprise you. Like, I remember on deployment, I was eating some Arabic food. They do, like, lamb kebabs and shit. Like, you're, like, watching them make it and looking at it. You're like, I don't know, that looks kind of sketchy. And you, like, eat it and you're like, oh, my God, this is amazing. Dude, they go around. They're very, like, giving over there. And they'll, like, give you bread, cigarettes, like, all kinds of shit. Like, so they would bring me and my buddy. We were on guard every day at the same time. And there was a guy that he made friends with because he could speak Arabic. And he went to, like, language school before we went over there. We got to have, like, a certain amount of interpreters, right? You got to go through, like, a 6-month school to, like, learn the language. And granted, they're not, like, you know, great at it. But they can speak more than I could. I do basic terms. They'd be having conversations and shit. Granted, he was also from Pakistan originally.
Okay.
So, he's already kind of, good with other languages and stuff, so he kind of knew some. But he made friends with him. Dude, bring us chicken, rice, and bread every day. Because he told me, he's like, we just got done working out. Like, whenever I was on deployment, at that time, it was me and my buddy Fergassi. We were on the same shift. And whenever you're on shift with somebody, you have the same schedule. And he was into the gym, so we worked out, and then we went to our guard shift together every single day.
Nice.
And he would tell him, and then he was like, oh, you need chicken? Like, so he started bringing us chicken rice. Like, I say that, I mean, like, a big plate.
Portions.
Like, I'd eat it, like, the whole guard shift. You know what I'm saying? Because it was better than, like, what we had in our DFAC and shit. It was free. Like, you bring us that, and they had, like, some tea and stuff that they'd give away. Like, dude, it was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That
was awesome.
But, yeah, some foods will surprise you, bro. Like, it was awesome. So, but, yeah, I think that's a good goal for 2024, man, especially for you and your wife. And, honestly, man, we're just glad to have you guys here, especially with Chris leaving. Yeah. Everyone knows Chris, my best friend, is going to be leaving soon, and I'm so sad about it. But we do have Nate coming in. Nate is awesome. So I think, we want to have a good environment here. That's one thing James and Tracy are just stern on, and one thing that I fully support for sure. So, she actually asked me my opinion of you at one point. She was like, what do you think of Nate? You think he's going to be a good fit? I'm like, I think Nate's a solid dude. That's all. I was just like, I haven't been around him a lot. I've just kind of talked with him. This is where he first kind of started coming over. And I was like, I could tell from our mentorship call, he seems like a good dude that just wants to, change, what he's doing, job-wise. And he wants to get into the field and do good at it. I could tell you were, really ambitious about it. And that's why I talk to you about my wife, or talk to you about you to my wife a lot. And I just say, I can tell you really want to be good at this, man. So I'm trying to do everything I can for you to kind of get you in here and get you rolling, man. So that's one of the things that, I feel like we bring to the table, too, as a gym, is we have the best trainers in Middle Tennessee. Obviously we got me, and now Nate, and then we also have Sequoia. We have Ramon. We have Jackie, which Jackie's going to be phasing out soon. It breaks my heart.
Right.
Jackie's cool. She just wanted to go a different route with her career, which I totally understand. And then, we got my wife, too. So, we have great trainers here, all very educated. And they all just do a really good job with their clients. So I think that's one of the things Carbon, we have that stands out. Like every other gym just kind of has your, basic trainers, if you go to Golds or Crunch or anything like that. It's just...
You hear it from multiple clients. It's just cookie cutter routines.
Yeah.
And my client, hell, they were putting her on the cardio machine for 30 minutes after a 1 hour session.
Yeah, and that's their workout. I fucking hate that. So I'll have clients do intervals, and sometimes I'll use the treadmill and the bike and stuff, but I straight up tell them, I'm like, look, just do your cardio on your own time. If you're paying me for my time, like, let's do something productive. You can go sit on the treadmill 30 minutes after we get on training. There's no point in us, unless you're a very, very beginner level client. Some of my people who need to lose a lot of weight, I will cycle the treadmill in and out. But you'll see my ass walking on the treadmill next to them, not sitting on my phone,
right?
Not like hanging out downstairs bullshitting. Like I'm with them, I'm walking, I'm getting steps in, and we'll do 10 minutes max, and then we'll go on to the next thing, and I'll interval. And usually when we're doing it, we're not just walking. Like I'll be like, all right, incline for 2 minutes, all right, decline, like kind of shifting it up intensity level, keep them engaged. My clients will definitely take on that too. Even deep prep, I'd be walking, my feet be hurting and shit. And I'm like, hey man, you're here, I'm here. Like I'm sucking too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna get through it with you. So.
It's definitely sad with Chris going. I just finally started becoming friends with him, and then but he's got
Chris is the most solid dude I've ever met.
100%.
And I've had a hard time making friends since I came here. Chris has been the most genuine friend that I've had. Now, I don't want to take away from Rob. Rob is awesome, but me and Rob barely ever see each other. He was at the party.
I
you mean? Okay. Rob is like, it's funny. I got a funny story about Rob, so we're gonna sidetrack for a moment. When I first met Rob, I was like, I don't fucking like that guy. He's an acquired taste, I'll tell you. I tell him this story, so it's not talking shit. But he was my wife's manager at the GOAT, and she had told me about him, and then I met him at Olympus when I used to train there. Okay. And I came up to him, and she was introducing me, and I forgot what he said, but he just rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, oh, fuck that guy. I don't like that guy. I just like, oh, what's up? I'm Cody. I'm Alexis' boyfriend, yada, yada, and small talk. Right. And I was like, I'm out. And one day I was working out, and he was working out around the same time because he was a bartender. And, I'm like doing a heavy set with the dumbbells. I'm like kind of struggling a little bit. I set him down, and I was like, all right, I'm feeling good today. I'm going to go 135s or 130s or whatever it was. I get him. And, I'm training all by myself. Me and Alexa trained at the same time, but we very rarely train together anymore. Sometimes legs, but upper body we very rarely do. Especially now that I coach her, like I want her doing specific things that she needs to work on. But anyway, even back then we'd work out around the same time. So I didn't really have a spot. Plus, like, she ain't gonna be able to spot me on her. Right. She'll tell you that. Like, she's like, I don't know what to do. 9 times out of 10, I just like somebody behind me because it makes me feel better. You know what I mean? But, I'm struggling. I'm really going. I'm feeling good. Like, I just got hop back on. I'm like, time to get big, and I go, and I'm going for like 10 or something like that. I get up on like that 8th rep, and I start struggling a little bit. I'm like, all right, I'm going to muscle these out. And all of a sudden, I just feel somebody's hands on my elbows. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Then I go down, and I look up in the mirror because I can kind of see him. I'm like, it's Rob. And I'm like, okay, all right, you're a solid dude. I get 10, I throw him down. I'm like, fuck yeah. And I give him a fist bump, and I'm like, you're all right. I didn't say that, but in my head, I'm like, you're an all right dude, man. Like, thanks. And then I kind of start, getting to know him a little bit. And I think he was just a very straight shooter, and he could be aggressive. You pick up on that?
Yeah.
He's very, like, direct. You don't have to worry about what the man's saying. Right. It's coming out of his mouth. But I appreciate that, because I'd rather somebody insult me in my face than, like, be like, oh, what's up, man? And then, like, as soon as I turn around, they got something to say. Yeah. It's like, and not to say Rob insults me, but I'm just saying he's very direct. You know what I mean? So, but I love that about him now. I think it was just the way he approached me the first time. I was just like, fuck this dude. But that's just, he's just unapologetically himself, and that is my favorite thing about him. Is he doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to, but he always has my back, no matter what. And I love that about him. Like, Rob's the kind of friend that you call in the middle of the night, and you're like, oh man, I'm in trouble. I just killed someone. He's like, I'll be over in 20 minutes. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm helping you hide a body in the middle of the night or something. Like, he's just a diehard friend who'll give you the shirt right off his back. But yeah, Chris is a genuine human being. Those are really my 2 friends. I got Sheridan as a friend too. You haven't met him. I invited him to the party, but he's pretty busy now because he's got a 3rd kid on the way. And he just works a lot too. So, I mean, you know how it is when you get older, bro. Friends your circle gets smaller, and then the friends you do have, they've got obligations. So, I don't hold it against him, but he's been a solid dude too. And he's had my back through a lot of the bullshit that I've gone through since I moved here. So he's kind of seen me come up too, and he's had my back since day one. So I definitely don't want to leave him out of that. I just don't get to spend much time with him anymore. Just just a sad truth.
No, and Allie and I are 100% grateful to have you guys in our, you and Alexa in our lives now, because like, Tracy and James have been a big impact on our lives.
Oh, dude, they're awesome.
But honestly, if I hadn't have made a friendship with you, we probably would have been back into Florida or maybe back to Indiana. I'm not sure, but we probably wouldn't have stayed here. I wouldn't have launched a business here.
Yeah.
So we're highly appreciative of you two, all in all. And backtracking back to the mentorship, like, you guys don't understand. I mean, it's one thing to have somebody who is willing to mentor you, but someone who truly cares.
Oh, yeah.
And wants to push you and see you succeed. You don't get that very often in a genuine manner. It's all about, well, let's pay for this.
How much money can you get? Yeah.
And then they'll give you a little bit of tidbits and give you some homework, but like literally you it's not that you overwhelm me. It was you would cram me with the knowledge and homework that I needed to do.
I tried to pack everything in your lunchbox that I needed.
Right.
Right. And also, like you said, I'm not trying to like bill people. You know.
Exactly.
How many answers have I given you for free too? You know what I mean? Like I'm just like fuck it. Like I'm bad about that. You know, I've had to really step into like a professional relationship with people a lot because I am very, very giving.
Right.
I'm very giving of my time. I'm very giving of my knowledge, and I'm just overall like I just have a big heart. Like you said, I do wear it on my sleeve, and sometimes I can act like an asshole, but it's more like deep down, I'm like, fuck, I'm upset. You know what I mean? I'm very much like just a big-hearted human being, and I feel like it gets taken advantage of a lot. But I just like to help people.
But man, I mean, literally in let's call it a month, maybe a month and a half time, you saved me what would have taken me 6 months to a year on my own.
Oh, I know, because it took me about that long to like, get all the kinks. And honestly, my business was, that's what I was telling you in our first session, mine was on the rise while I'm trying to fix all this bullshit.
Yep.
And that's why I was like, look, dude, like, just take it from me. I really fucked up. You know, and I tell people that all the time. I don't, like, try to act like I just walked into this and it just, like, happened for me. I learned a lot of things the wrong way, and, I had to, like, struggle in order to succeed. So, like, whatever I can do to help you not have to go through what I went through, because, I spent a lot of money, I did a lot of time.
Right.
But like I was telling you the other day, I did build it organically, too, which takes time. I haven't spent any on marketing. Me and my wife hired a marketing team this past year just to kind of help get New Year's resolutors in, and it was mainly for her, because I wanted to kind of get her a little bit more business because she was coming off her job. And it was shit. Like, we didn't get anything. Oh, God, no. They actually hit me up last week and was trying to sell me their Black Friday. And I was like, delete my fucking number. I told them how I felt when I left. I was like, man, y'all took my fucking money and left. Like, y'all suck. I was just like, straight up, like, you didn't do that. And they didn't care at all. Like, they were literally, like you said, with them, just took my money. Like, yeah, we'll help. They didn't help at all. And I was just like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, you can at least, like, act like you care. You know what I'm saying? So everything we built, like, organically. And I was just through, like, knowing people, posting stuff, like, just kind of building our foundation,
And I was extremely, like, after our first session, like I said, just, I could see how much you cared. Because it wasn't like you were feeding me a little bit here and there just to try to get me to do, like, 10 more sessions.
Yeah, like, buy something else.
Like, dude, you crammed me full of, like, and like I said, it wasn't overwhelming, but it was so much time-saving information.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I probably saved you, 6 months time, I'd say.
And I told Allie right away, after our first mentorship, I told her, we're going to be friends with them, and then fucking do them in our life.
It was $100. You were paying the $100 fee, right? So I probably gave you, like, at least a couple grand worth of information for $100. So, like, and that's why I tell people, like, I mean, you don't have to do it if you don't want to, but, like,
and I've had people approach me, what did you think about Cody's mentorship? I said, dude, it took a year off my to-do list.
I think people are kind of hesitant to pay for it because, like, they don't really know, like, what comes with it. But I kind of have it tailored, and this is what I tell people whenever they ask. It's really up to what you need. I'll kind of evaluate where you're at. Because, like, you didn't really have anything going yet. You had your logo and you had your paperwork moving forward for, like, business filing and stuff, which is great. But I've had people that don't have either of those. They're just at their full-time job, and they're like, I fucking hate my life.
It's an idea.
And it's an idea. It's not something that they've already started on, but you did. And you saw I just kind of, gave my opinions on that and kind of did what I could to help. I even had Alexa kind of draw up like a mock logo and stuff like that. Like just like, hey man, like this is what I'm thinking. Just try to like help you be successful, man. So it's really dependent on the client.
Even though the one that Alexa did wasn't the true like company logo, we're still using it.
Yeah.
Because it was a badass logo. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. No, I loved it. Yeah, I thought it was great for sure.
But I'm still using it for bits and pieces. It's actually being put into one of our designs. On
our really? Okay.
It's kind of a mixed flow. Which I told you, I was kind of partial to Wolf only because of my heritage and my clan.
And what I tell you, I said, like go with that, man.
You got to go with it if that's what.
You. Exactly. You know what I mean? That's what you got to put into a training business is people are buying you. You know what I mean? That's what I tell people, man. Mine is very symbolic to me. I've made it because like I work with everyone, and I don't really consider myself. I don't really like that some people online say define your niche. It's like personally, I've worked with everyone and anyone, so I don't really have a niche. Like obviously, bodybuilding is going to be my specialty for sure, 100%, because I've spent my entire life studying it. But I've worked with weight loss. I've worked with like overweight women. I've worked with overweight men. I've worked with kids in sports. I've worked with people who are bodybuilders, and I've worked with people who just want to like be a bodybuilder without being competitive. The only thing I would consider myself like I would not take or do is like CrossFit, because I don't have a CrossFit certification. I don't really care for CrossFit. Have I done it? Yeah, I did interval training. I call it interval training, not CrossFit, because I'm not in the CrossFit cult, but I do like know how to do interval training, but I don't do like CrossFit style stuff for like games and stuff, or like yoga or anything like that. But whenever it comes to like anyone who comes to me and they want to look better and lose weight, too easy, And I've even stepped it up, obviously, with my schooling and stuff to like help people with health. You know what I mean? So like that's kind of my thing. If you look at my logo, it has like a little bit of everyone, and that's just what I like, man. And I even talked about it on the Aftermath podcast. I'll never get rid of lifestyle clients. Like lifestyle clients want to come to me and they want to work with me, I'm open for it. As long as they're willing to pay my rates. I feel like my rates are definitely more tailored towards people who want to do more. And they obviously they're going to increase a little bit more because, like, with lifestyle clients, it's a little less of that. Like, I'll still help them with health and things like that, but a lot of my, I guess, education is tailored around things that bodybuilders do. So there's I guess less work with lifestyle clients, but as long as they want to work with me, man, and they're cool, I have no issue with it, man, because they're honestly some of the most appreciative human beings.
I mean, you're changing their life. You're changing their health.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that it's just more meaningful.
It is.
You get that fulfillment out of it. So I'll never turn them down. And obviously, they're in my logo for a reason. And then it means to me, like, endlessly evolve, because, like, I try to help clients in and out of the gym. I just kind of figure out life, like, if they're going through stuff, if they have a lot of stress, things like that. Like, I just try to help them do it.
And obviously, with me starting out, I love bodybuilding. It's always been my passion.
Yeah.
But I'm more, not to say niche, because like you said, it's not finding your niche, but I guess I'm more attracted to the lifestyle clients right now because, like you said, they're more appreciative, and that gratification is what drives you.
Yeah.
That's what drives me.
Yeah, and it's honestly, they're some of the easiest people to work with, man. Normally, they just need to get in a good routine. Like, a lot of them don't realize drinking Cokes is a lot of calories. And you tell them that, and they're like, what? Like, you just blew their mind. They're
sauces.
Like, tell me how many Cokes you drank yesterday. And they're like, 5. And they're like, oh, wow, well, that's over 1,000 calories, mostly sugar. And they're like, oh, my God. It just, like, blows their mind. But they don't know. So I feel like you have more to teach and more to offer them. You know what I mean? Like, you knew that already. Right? Like, you know all your basics. You just need me to provide oversight and maybe a little bit of my input as far as, like, what we should do going into the show and how we should go about it, helping you, especially when you start getting in your head and stuff, and making sure you're on point peak-wise and, like, tracking all your data for you, but you already know that Cokes have a lot of calories.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's my biggest thing, is just the accountability of you keeping me from getting in my own head.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely just the little things that, to us, we already know.
It's easy for us.
To the average person, with the way society is now,
they don't know.
They don't know.
They're not educated. You know, they just don't know. And there's nothing wrong with that. They've just never been taught.
Right.
It's the same thing as if, like, you know, I got a client who's a mechanic and I don't really know shit about cars. So if I took up my truck and he's like, hey man, you need a whole new engine, I'd be like, oh shit, well, all right, swap it out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't fucking know. He just played me like a fool. All right, guys, another little break there. Camera shut off. It got hot, so I got to figure that out. I'm not sure. It's supposed to be able to last for an hour, but clearly not. So, but what we were talking about right before it shut off was like, you know, I feel like there's a lot of trainers that can take advantage of people. Kind of like what I was inferring with, you know, if I take my truck into the shop and they tell me it needs a new engine, I don't know anything about cars, you know, so I see that a lot. You know, some of my clients will see stuff on social media too, and they assume that it's true, but you know, people just put stuff out there for views. That's one of the things I'm stern on. Like, I don't want to put out false information to get hired. Especially if, like, I put out something false and then you come to me and you hire me and then I have you doing something totally different. It makes me look bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, no, this dude's just dirty, you know?
Yeah. The quick fix shit.
So definitely, I think standing, you know, like sticking to your morals for sure, and just aiming to do the best you can with each client. That's going to be the best way to build a long-term business. So, but yeah, man, I think those are really good goals. Our goal is really just continue to expand. We want to do, you know, more content. That's why we've been trying to step up YouTube, podcast. Been trying to do better with Instagram, things like that. So we're really, you know, just trying to take it up a level this year too. We got Tori, Chris's fiance, is doing a website for us. We never even put together a website just because, again, we've been doing really well.
Without one, that's awesome.
I know. And we just never really had a reason to have one, but now we want to do more merchandise and stuff like that, and kind of link our, you know, podcasts, things like that. So just trying to just get a little bit more online, so that way one day, yeah, we can just coach. You know, if we want to, we can step away from in-person training. I would love to have my own gym one day, like, you know, longer, you know, down the road, like open a gym somewhere, and just be able to coach and, you know, be a successful bodybuilder too. So. I think that'd be cool. So me and her are going to sit down and come up with specific goals of like what we want to meet. You know, like last year we had, I think I wanted to have like 15 clients. I blew that out of the water. You know, like the first couple like weeks, honestly, like already added 10 like within the first like 6 weeks. I was like, should have bumped that number up a little bit. And then we had some other goals, you know. So we've met every single one of them, which was awesome. So we're going to sit down and do that again for 2024. So I challenge all my people out there to do the same, come up with 5 goals that are almost unrealistic for 2024. We're going to roll into it with big momentum, and you know, I want everybody to hit their goals. So,
standards.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, and for you, man, I definitely want to see your business growing, so we're going to do whatever we can to kind of funnel you some clients that way. So, yeah, I guess we can end, too, with just a question, man. So, out of all the supplements that we brought in, what's going to be your favorite? Tell them what your favorite is and why.
So my favorite line is Tight Nutrition. My favorite product that we brought in is the Tight Nutrition Crex.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason being is I hate when it says 40 servings, 1 scoop, 20 servings, 2 scoops on a pre-workout.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Everybody knows damn well you're taking 2 scoops.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The Tight Nutrition Crex is 30 full servings.
Yeah.
Comes with 5 grams of creatine in it. You don't
I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yes. You don't have to buy 2 separate tubs for your pre-workout and your creatine. Also comes with the essential amino acids already in it.
Yeah.
So there's 3 right there.
Yep.
You don't have to buy 3 tubs now. You're down to 1. The pump is insane. It's got the glycerix in it.
Yeah, I do like it, man.
Yeah.
I've been using it from the samples they gave us. I'm a big fan. So I think they only have the snow cone one left, though. Which flavor have you been using?
I use the cherry limeade.
Yeah.
It's spot on.
Yeah.
It has a good taste.
Yeah.
But like I said, it reminds me of the 03 era. I always refer to 2003 because that was just the era of Cutler.
Yeah,
You know, Ronnie. But back then, everything was 30 servings.
Yeah.
Everything came loaded, creatine.
Yeah.
Everything was in it. And
yeah.
Titan really brought that back.
Yeah.
And it's all in one.
Yeah. I feel like supplement companies are trying to like portion them out so they kind of,
you gotta buy the amino acids, you gotta buy the creatine, then you gotta buy the pump.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, no, I agree. I think it's a really good formula for sure. I'm actually probably going to switch to the tightness line for protein. I know we talked about that,
Yeah.
but especially now that we have them in here for sure.
And we're bringing in the greens.
Yeah.
I'm putting in an order for that.
Yeah, their green supplement's good. My wife loves it. So, yeah.
I've been trying samples,
Yeah.
which I have not to get too into it,
Yeah.
but I have digestion issues, so their greens have not hurt me.
Yeah.
We talked about that today.
Yeah,
So
we're going to have
putting that in my diet.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah.
I love the whole brand.
Yeah. And I appreciate that feedback too, man. It's big being a client, and I tell clients that, don't be afraid to speak up and tell me something. That's your job as a client, is to provide good feedback.
That's what
so we can.
We're going to be able to help.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much, I'm there to like spitball ideas off of, if something's working and it's not necessarily what we're doing at the time, we can kind of, add it in, kind of play around with it. So, I think it's big on the communication side of things, and that's one of the things I'm big on as a coach, is like, I want to know everything that's going on so that way I can make adjustments.
Make it better.
Yeah, and if I don't know what's going on, I mean, I'm basically just throwing a dart with my eyes closed.
Right.
So I honestly ask for more feedback. I think more feedback is better than no feedback or little feedback, But anyways, on the supplement topic, I think my favorite one that we carry, in my opinion, and one that I recommend the most, is the raw sleep supplement. I don't know if you've tried it or not, but I use it every night. It helps my sleep. I got really bad sleep problems after being in the military, and a lot of my clients will have sleep problems. I feel like we all do as Americans, because we're all under a lot of stress all the time. We're also always on our screens, even leading up to bed. I always tell people, and I'm guilty of it too, if you really want to get good quality sleep, you should put your screen time down at least an hour before bed. But who actually is able to do that nowadays, especially whenever you're working the schedule that I work? People are coming home wanting to spend time with their significant others, or they're just scrolling on TikTok and they don't realize how much time has gone by.
Yes.
I think the sleep supplement definitely helps me get more restful sleep, and I don't feel like groggy or like out of it in the morning. Like, it doesn't bleed over.
It doesn't go over into the next morning.
Yeah, and honestly, it tastes pretty good. Most sleep supplements I've had are like, they don't taste good. And I had one time that gave me like lucid dreaming, and it honestly kind of, I was like, I don't know if I want to try anything like that again. It's great. I fell asleep good, but like, I woke up like on edge.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know if I want to take that.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Yeah. So, man, I think that's good for our first episode, man. I think we did a really good job just kind of coming in, and honestly, we won it too. We just kind of had some bullet points we were going to hit, so we're going to make this a regular thing.
Definitely
kind of
have some questions and feedback.
Yeah, I know me and my wife are going to do one. I think we should too, about just eating around the holidays and being successful. Some of the clients aren't like overly restricted, but also they're not binge eating either.
Right.
I think there's a healthy balance there where we're spending time with family and living in the moment, but also not completely derailing our fitness goals. So I think that'd be a really good topic for next time for sure. So thanks guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you guys comment, subscribe.